classroom is a virtual classroom. In your classroom, there'll be 11 other people from any of those 60 countries, and you get to know them intimately. It's astonishing to me to watch the intimacy that occurs among the members. And the collective membership is committed to helping you achieve whatever you believe your calling is. As you get that calling clearly defined, they will muster around to help you develop practicums and things to get you effective in that calling, whatever it might be. It might not be a pastoral call, it might be something totally different, but whatever you believe God's calling, that fellowship is committed to help you get there. Now that means we're under an international fellowship, a trust. We have been under a trust in New Zealand. We've been offshore at Koine from the beginning. Koine House is the publisher. Koine Institute is, I think, they're different websites. KHouse.org, you all know from the publishing. StudyCenter.com is the campus. It has 3 legs on the stool. The Berean leg is motivated back 1711. That's been our trademark for 3 or 4 decades. That's the Bible study part. That precedes everything else. The second leg we call the Issachar Avenue of Study, motivated by 1 Chronicles 12:32. Be like the sons of Issachar who understood the times. We have a third leg, and that's the doing, the practical doing. We call it the koinos, to be the participant. And that's motivated by the third commandment. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, which we argue has nothing to do with vocabulary. It has to do with ambassadorship. If you're going to take the name of the king, you need to be prepared to represent him confidently and faithfully. So that's what we're hoping, that's what we believe we're doing, is training ambassadors for our coming king. Now there's a resource you should be aware of. I don't want to detail it too much, but we also have established a worldwide intelligence network that feeds a database. We call it the Issachar database. And we have our own surveillance network of people around the world that feed this. We subscribe to all the major intelligence services, EBSCO, Stratford, James, DEFCA, Brookings, Cato, Heritage, Oxford, and others. Some of them are free, some are very expensive. And we take all our work, our internal resources, and our work product from our members, and they get in that database. And we're not talking about strategic trends. We used to have 10 trends we watch. No, now we have about 30 or 40 what we call surveillance sectors. And some of them are geopolitical, some are technological, some are cultural, some are economic, and others. And much of what I've drawn here comes from the economic sector of the database. And it isn't just text. There's 17 different media types. Many of these are film clips. We don't use term papers in this institute. We use bullet briefings, multimedia things that the computer helps you generate. It's easier to throw together a 5-minute bullet briefing than it is to write term paper. The computer can help you do it, and we teach you how to do it. And so this then becomes what we need. By the way, I want to tell you, every one of you, if you're not getting our newsletter, there's a certificate table. We'll give you a year's free subscription to our monthly news journal. And we're not being generous with a free first year. We're just adopting the marketing strategy of our document. First year's on us. I hope you get addicted to it. And I can almost make it before I take it. I think I can almost make it. Our briefing packages are increasingly becoming the work product of the team that makes up the membership. This is also a resource for pastors. Those of you that are pastors that would like to have access to this, arrangements can be set up to do that. And we also, it's been my dream, after 30 years in corporate boardrooms, public boardrooms, to be able to put a special report on the boardroom table and have the same credibility that the reports we use from Heritage House or Cato or the think tanks, except ours would be from a biblical inerrant point of view. In other words, from a biblical perspective. And of course, we have private subscriptions, corporations help us do this. Now, how can you get involved? First of all, this would start you in a lifelong growth program that you never finish. And you can volunteer to help, of course, to be an area representative. We have an area representative who we should there at the table. Every course you take has a live person associated with you in the class whose goal it is to coach you to completion. They don't have to be a teacher. They just have to be able to track down things you need to know. Help them. They're coaches to help you complete. We call them teaching assistants. We have research assistants which help feed the database, and we have folio specialists that take segments of that and keep it up to date. We have some people that have means or collect means to sponsor special student prizes, incentives, practicums, internship. We're setting up discipleship centers in New Zealand, the Galilee, probably China and Africa, and in discussion. We also look for endowments for course improvement. We're trying to add materials to the database so it isn't just Chuck demands. A lot of other people now too. And so much for that. On February 12th, I'll be at the Christian Science Fellowship at the Logos Building, speaking about beyond Newton and how most of what astronomy has taught you is not correct. I'll talk about the electrical heavens. And March 3rd, we'll be at the International Prophecy Conference in Florida. And we'll go from there to pick up our Israel's spring tour to Israel. And after that, we're going to be back in New Zealand. On April 10th and 19th, we're going to try something new. We're going to try a thing called Discover New Zealand. We'll take a maximum of maybe 20 or 30 people and really show them New Zealand, but we'll also have some fireside briefings with offshore investment specialists and immigration people and so forth, for people who are looking for a way to create an anchor win-win, if you will. And so a lot of people had a desire to visit New Zealand. We thought we'd try to do that in an organized way that would be useful for a lot of reasons. So that's quickly the end, and let my record, according to my timing, I started the quarter after the 6, at 1 minute over time. So I don't want to abuse my friend. You know, one of the most delightful guys on the list of my point of view that I'm so thrilled to be with is Chuck Missler. Many did not realize that he was one of our earliest conversions, and I feel a part of the ministry, so I don't want to steal from his time. But I think I have an opportunity. Is this the time to do that? Okay. I'm also been asked to, I'm through talking with my talk, let that clear. Okay, I finished, right? How many of you are enjoying the conference? How many of you are pleased with the speaker list? How many of you are going to write a $30,000 check to get this thing started? I say it that way. One of the reasons a conference like this is exciting to all of us is because each of the people on the platform are independents. Each have their own ministries. Each one is exciting because he is his own man. They can speak their heart. Most of us are old friends for several decades. We have differences of opinion. We don't necessarily agree on everything. That's not the point. We adopt Augustine's definition. In the essentials, unity. In the non-essentials, liberty. And all things are God. But one of the reasons we can be here is because of people who have really had the guts to provide the platform. Each of you have favorites among us, and obviously are here to encourage the specific ministries. What is always overlooked is the platform that makes these conferences possible. And so they did something different here. They didn't charge a gate fee. They have a free will offering. And as you think about that, I want you to think about the reality